To all of our PJTN watchmen, I just want to congratulate all of you on a job well done. And I want to just congratulate the President of the United States, or President-elect, again, President Trump, for his amazing victory. And I know that all of you were working hard in making sure that we had representation in Congress that would defend Israel. We've sat back over this last year and a half watching what happened on October 7th and watching the policies of our government that were in direct opposition to the Israeli government, to our Jewish brethren. And so we thank God here at PJTN that He gave us another chance to try to right the wrongs in our country, especially with regards to anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment. So I also want to commend the fact that President Trump, or President-elect Trump, is appointing Mike Huckabee as the U.S. ambassador to Israel. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen, because he is not just a former governor and big supporter of Israel, but he is also a Bible scholar. He knows the Word of God. There's been talk over the last couple days about him recognizing Judea and Samaria as part of the biblical heartland. This is critically important, following on what Trump did in his first term with moving the embassy to Jerusalem, with declaring the Golan Heights being part of Israeli sovereignty. This is all huge, and this provides us another opportunity to make our nation not just great again, but more solidly behind the state of Israel and our Jewish brethren. And again, I want to thank all of you for everything that you have done. I also want to just remind you, as we're coming to the end of the year, we are preparing at PJTN for 2025. We've got 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. Now that Trump is in office, we have 4 years to make a difference. President Trump is going to work from the top down. We have to work locally from the bottom up. You all have heard me talk about this in the past. This is critically important if we are going to save this nation. It would be horrifying and horrible if we were to have 4 years, squander 4 years with a president who is amazingly so pro-Israel and not take advantage of the opportunity to change the direction our country is headed. If we don't take back local control of our children's education, then everything that President Trump, every policy he will put in place, will be a moot point. And God forbid that happen. There is a war, ladies and gentlemen, that is being waged in this country. And it's for the future of our children and our republic. The battlefield is America's classrooms. And we all know that. You all who have been fighting with PJTN, we have been at this battle since 2002, when we introduced our first resolution in Tennessee to stand with Israel. We also had to deal with the textbooks. We saw an anti-Semitic textbook that we went after, and that opened up our whole initiative, our textbook initiative, where now I serve on the textbook commission in the state of Tennessee, where I review textbooks, instructional materials, and library books to make sure that they are they're accurate, they are not anti-Semitic, they're not riddled with propaganda and pornography, subjecting our children to this garbage. This is critically important, and PJTN has been at this battle with the textbooks for over a decade, for 12 years. We've been producing media content as educational resources in our toolkit for parents and citizens, for educators, for elected officials, so that they have the facts about what really is going on in Israel and who the enemy is. It is Hamas, it is the terrorists, it is the Islamists who are coming after America and after our Jewish brethren and Christians. This war is about unmasking it, because our strategy is county by county, state by state. We've got to unmask the revisionist history that is going on. like Common Core that we saw before, and fortunately a lot of states are removing it, like the 1619 Project. We need to reinstate curriculum containing our foundational values, our Judeo-Christian values that our nation was founded upon. You know that we've been working in the state of Florida under Governor DeSantis and with the former Commissioner of Education, Richard Corcoran. We were able to have adopted within the state civic standards after we showed Governor DeSantis the content in the textbooks, and Governor DeSantis called for an emergency review of the civic standards in the state of Florida to make sure that we were not inciting violence against our Jewish brethren. We need to adopt that policy. President Trump needs to adopt that policy nationwide. We need to adopt, and that's one of the things we're going to be working on, is reaching out to the Trump administration and asking them to adopt nationwide standards like the standards that were adopted in the state of Florida, teaching the role our Hebrew Bible played in our founding and the role that it played in our form and structure of our government, the role it played in our founding documents, in the drafting of our founding documents. These are all things that our children should be learning, but they are not. They're being denied. They're more focused on the social issues, teaching our children social issues as opposed to teaching our children about our history. We have to combat the Marxist ideology that is so pervasive in textbooks with teachers as well. We need to scrutinize who these teachers are that are teaching this garbage to our children in the classrooms. And of course, the most important thing that we do is block the anti-Semitism and the Holocaust revisionism that is so pervasive in American education as well. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, this is county by county, state by state. I just got back from Cleveland last week or earlier this week, meeting with our teams up there. I'm going to be meeting with teams across the state of Florida. I had a meeting last night in Orlando with the leader. We are going to start organizing to take back local control of our children's education. We're going to make the changes. We've got 4 years. Like I said, we only have 4 years to make these changes. If we want to see the fruit and the benefit of what President Trump is going to enact for our children's future and our grandchildren's future, we have to get to work. So I'm going to be calling on you, all of our PJTN partners. We need to host meetings again. We need to organize. We need to get geared up for finding people to run for school board. We have to flip our school boards, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the corruption comes in. And if we can mobilize and organize in our community, it doesn't take a lot of us to do it. But we've got to get organized. We've got to be informed. We've got to be educated. So I need for you to go online. If you are not registered to get on our mailing list at PJTN, I need for you to go online, sign up to get on that mailing list so that you will be informed. And when we come to your town, your community, you'll be able to join us as well. We're going to be working, of course, in the state of Florida, in Tennessee. We're going to continue our work in Ohio, in Texas. I just met with one of the commissioners of the State Board of Education in Texas. We're going out to Washington State, we're going to Arizona, and we're going to California. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if the liberal wackos can permeate our states, our conservative states, and our values, then we can surely go in and influence theirs. So I want to thank all of you. I want to also remind you, we can't do this without your financial support. If there is a donor who wants to contribute toward one of our campaigns, I would be delighted to speak with you. All you have to do is email me at info@PJTN, that's Paul, John, Tom, Nancy, PJTN.org. And I need for you, if you are not a monthly donor, a PJTN Watchman, please join us as a Watchman. All it takes is $20 a month, and you can help us push this initiative across the country. So again, I want to thank all of you for everything you've done. This has been a miraculous last couple of weeks since the elections, since the victories. Everybody is excited and fired up. We cannot squander this time. I know the holidays are fast approaching, but you've got to be ready to join me in January in taking back local control of our community, our states, and our nation. God bless you, and thank you for all you do on behalf of our Jewish brethren, the State of Israel, and these United States.